fourth grade students. This is going to be a rough video because we don't have the document camera up and going yet. So I'm going to videotape it with my phone. Now we're only going to do the first page today. Okay, and a lot of it is a lot of fun coloring. So if you'll notice, up here in the corner is a little California guy. Okay, do you guys know one of the nicknames for California? You're right, the Golden State. So I think I am going to color him golden. Now, my fourth grade students, I don't know if you know this, but you guys are actually the older group of kids now. You're not the younger kids, you're the older kids. K through third makes up the younger kids. So, quality, we have to step it up. You guys take your time. Okay, don't scribble. Now, as you're noticing, I'm using colored pencils, and they have a really nice sharp tip. It makes it really easy to stay in the lines and do good quality work. If you are using markers, it is going to be very hard to stay inside the lines. If you have a crayons, better if they're sharpened, but they'll be a little bit easier to stay in the lines than markers. All right. You can color him any color you want. I just want to color him gold because it'll remind me that California's nickname is the Golden State. He's on a surfboard. Gotta get my, ooh, water. Ooh, I'm gonna do the blue for the water. Maybe I'll do the surfboard. This nice teal color. All right. Now, when I am doing a circle or a tiny spot, I find that it's easier to color in the lines if I go in a circle. Much easier to stay in the lines. Okay, and then you're going to notice that there is California in block letters. Here's my challenge to you. I want you guys on each letter to do a different design. So I think like on my C, I'm going to make some lines. On my A, maybe some polka dots. You guys can do whatever you want on the letters, okay? This is freedom to do what you want to do. You don't have to copy what I'm doing. You could draw something crazy in here, like if you knew how to draw little tiny dog heads, you could do that for all that matters. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to do spirals in my L. I'm not going to do all of the letters in California because that would take a while. There's also up here where it tells us that California is the 31st state. Color that too. Good quality. Stay in the lines. Fourth graders now. All right. Now it has a set of directions over here. It has cities. It has 4 cities that it wants us to label. I'm going to recommend that you start off with a sharp pencil, write them in, and then if you want them to be in color, you can go back over them. Because friends, I have to tell you, this is the second one I've done, and I made a few mistakes. Okay, and I used colored pencils. Can you erase colored pencils? No, you're right, you can't. So let me show you my first one. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's not the best quality. You see how I misspelled Sacramento? And then I had to scribble it out? Ooh, excuse me, scribble it out. You don't want to scribble, okay? So learn from my mistake. We'll have a growth mindset here and use a pencil to write the cities. All right. Okay, so I'm going to use my advice, and this dot right here, this first dot up here is Sacramento. Now, Sacramento is a specific name. I want to capitalize it. Look at me, I'm double checking the spelling now. Okay, Sacramento. Now, this dot over here is San Francisco, and I'm going to write it out here in the water because there is a lot of items we're going to label. And if we label San Francisco inside the state, the rest will not fit. Now, if I make a mistake, no biggie, I can go back and erase it because I'm using a pencil, right? All right, and then we're coming down here. Hey, anyone know what this is? It's where they make movies. Close to where they make movies. No, not Hollywood. Los Angeles. And I'm going to write this one again in the water because I need lots of room for my other stuff that I'm labeling. Oh, look, I have to check the spelling. Miss Hegarty, really good at math. Spelling, I could practice on that. Now it's out here. So I don't know why, but I feel compelled to make an arrow to let everyone know that it's really right there. All right. Now this way down here is a city where they have sea life and they have naval ships. San Diego, for those of you who got it. Make sure you're capitalizing each one of these because it is a specific name of a city. Okay. All right. Now we have our 4 cities. Now, you're like Mrs. Hegarty. You kind of like to, I like to go over here and I like to check mark things when I do them. It makes me feel good that I have completed them. Do you have to do that? Nope. You don't have to do that. Now it says, which city is California's capital? Put a star on it. Mrs. Kona says stars have to be golden. You're going to see that on your bean map that you guys are going to make in a week or so, that stars have to be gold. All right, so come over here. All right, so what's the capital of Sacramento? I bet a lot of you have been there. Sacramento, you're right. Okay, so I'm just going to make my star right above. Hey, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know why? Because every single star in the sky is shaped differently. So it's okay if it's shaped a little odd. All right. Now it says label where you live on the map. We're not going to do that yet. We're going to skip that. You know why? Because we're going to have to label Fresno. And I found that it was easiest to label where we live because it's kind of somewhat in between Sacramento and Fresno. So we're going to skip that one. So now we have rivers. 3 major rivers in California: Colorado, Sacramento, and San Joaquin. So the first one's going to be Sacramento. Now, I think I'm going to take, let's see, I think I'm going to use this blue, okay? If you have colored pencils, you have more than one color of blue, then you can use different colors. If you only have one blue, friends, that's okay. Use that blue for all of your rivers. It's okay if they're the same color. All right, so Sacramento River starts up here, about right here, okay? It runs down through Sacramento, and then it goes this direction, okay? All right. And they want us to label this one again. Oh, look at me. I was about to label it in colored pencil. We know what happened last time I did that. I spelled it wrong, and then I had to scribble it out. Okay, so I'm going to do it in pencil. That way, oh, I don't like that. It's too close. It's okay, though. I'm not going to get upset that I made a mistake. I'm just going to erase it. Start over. Hey, if you're watching this video and I am talking too fast, what can you do? Right, you can pause it while you write down the labels. Okay, I'm kind of proud of myself because I took my time this go around and I didn't make a mistake. Oh, I got to put river because we don't have 2 cities named Sacramento. Sacramento River. All right, the next one is San Joaquin. And I'm going to use a different color. Like I said, if you have the same color, that's fine and dandy. The San Joaquin kind of starts below right here and then runs down like this, okay? And I'm going to grab my pencil again. Not going to write it in colored pencil or crayon or marker. Look at me, look for the spelling over here. What's the spelling? Remember, I don't have to spell anything wrong because it's right here for us. I just have to double check my work. Okay, San Joaquin. Oh, river. I keep forgetting river. All right, now the last one is Colorado River. And I'm betting money that a lot of people are like, what? I've never heard of the Colorado River. I'm going to use this kind of greenish blue. And it's way down here on the border. Borders between Arizona. Comes down here. And then it goes into Mexico. Okay. And it's the Colorado River. Okay. All right. We get to go over here and look. We get to check mark. We could go, okay, I did that one. I did that one. And I did San Joaquin. All right, now we're down to features. There are 3 features they want us to put on the map. The Mojave Desert, Mount Whitney, and the San Andreas Fault. San Andreas Fault, that's the fault that is responsible for most of our earthquakes. So I don't know about you, but I am going to use red. Now it says that it wants us to go to the map key and create symbols for them. The map key is right here. So for the San Andreas Fault, I'm just going to use a little red line like that. And then I'll come back and put San Andreas Fault. All right. When I start the San Andreas Fault, it starts about where Eureka is, which I believe is right here. And I'm going to do this little red line. Now, you may want to use your pencil and then go back over it. I know it runs through San Francisco, and then it starts going into California a little bit. Okay. Oops, I can't. Sorry, guys. All right, you see that? Now, it doesn't go near LA. Oh, boy. I'm having a little trouble here. Definitely need to get the document camera going here. Okay. I'm going to take a picture of it here in a minute, or I'm going to show you because I'm really struggling trying to... Okay. All right. I'm going to pause for a second so you can see. I don't like how light this is. I'm going to come back and make it darker. You see where the San Andreas Fault? Oh, and we need to label it. You know, I don't think we're going to label it over here. There's not enough room. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come up here on the map key. And we're going to label it over here. So that if somebody was reading our map and they'd be like, what was that red thing? They'd go over the map key and it would tell them. Boy, Mrs. Haggerty is not going to win any awards for videotaping. All right, next thing. We have Mount Whitney. I'm going to use, okay, green. And I'm going to make a little mountain because it's a mountain. It is the highest mountain in the continental USA. What does that mean, Mrs. Haggerty? That means that there is a taller mountain in Alaska. All right, so I'm going to put, oops, I keep wanting to write them in colored pencil, but I know that I can't erase them if I make a mistake. And I want to do good quality. Okay. Now the last one is the Mojave Desert. I'm going to use brown because brown reminds me of something that's really hot. Okay. you're going to notice that Mrs. Hegarty doesn't have perfect handwriting. It's okay, friends. As long as your handwriting, you can read your handwriting, it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Mojave Desert. All right, now, Mrs. Hegarty, where's the Mojave Desert at? Okay, oh, you know what I forgot to put Mount Whitney. All right, so it looks like Mount Whitney is about right here. I think I'm gonna color it in. I like the way it looks when it's colored in. So that means, you know what? I think I'm gonna fix my key up here. I'm gonna color it in green. Okay, now we're going on to Mojave Desert. Okay, it comes up here a little above Mount Whitney. I'm gonna get a bigger picture of this one too, because this is hard for you to see why I'm doing it. Oh boy. Okay. All right, I'm gonna hold it for a minute. Okay, you see where Mount Whitney is, and then you see where the Mojave Desert is. Right now, we get to go over here, and we get to check off more stuff. Ooh, I love checking off stuff. Okay, the only thing I have to do in this set of directions is it says, label where you live on the map. Now, I know that the San Joaquin River, right over here, that Fresno is about right here. Fresno's about right here. There's a lot going on in this map. So that means somewhere between Sacramento and Fresno is where we live. Now, here's the tricky part. Some of you live in Manteca, and Manteca is going to be a little bit closer to Sacramento. Some of us live in Modesto, so that's going to be a little bit down here. Some of us live in Salida. So friends, it really kind of needs to just be here in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to write it to the side. Now, I live in Modesto. I know a lot of you live in